Man, what's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit the like, sub, comment, notifications, man. Do all that good stuff. You know the deal. You know the drill. Um, this is Polo Motivation, but of course, man, I gotta talk about a little bit of football. So we kind of doing just a little bit of mixture of everything. Um, the NFL was packed today. I'm gonna go through a few of the scores right now, and right now uh, the Seahawks are beating the Titans 30-23. They in the fourth quarter with about 34 seconds. My squad came in just absolutely demolished the Falcons as Tampa Bay beat the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons 48-25, just completely demolished them. The Cowboys just got the victory over the Chargers, 20-17, and also we had uh, the Raiders beat the Steelers 26-17. The 49ers ended up beating the Eagles. Close one, but 17-11. Then the Browns ended up beating the Texans 31-21. And the Broncos ended up beating the Jaguars 23-13. Jameis Winston didn't do too swell out there. Ended up taking the L against the Panthers as Carolina Panthers ended up beating the New Orleans Saints, and the Rams just barely got squeezed by over the Colts. That was a good one as they beat them 27-24. The Bills shut out the Dolphins 35-0, and the Patriots ended up beating the Jets 25-6. Bengals took the L to the Chicago Bears 20-17, and the Cardinals got the victory over the Vikings 34-33. So it was definitely an action-packed day to day in the NFL, um, and I'm going to be talking about just a couple of those games and some stories that I think we need to talk about and everything. So um, this is Polo Motivation, bro. Okay, and man, when you hit rock bottom, man, it's a tough climb. Okay, it's a tough climb. It's not an easy climb by any stretch. It's a lot of people that feel that once they hit rock bottom, that's the end all be all. No, it's not. It's not the end all be all. Yeah, I mean it can be if you let it, but hitting rock bottom can be the best thing for you or the worst thing for you. And you got to absolutely crawl your way back to the top. You got to will your way back to the top. When you're faced with adversity, things of that nature, that's when the weight is on your shoulder, man. That's when you really got to push, man. And I know it sounds repetitive, but rock bottom is something that you should not be afraid of. You know, uh, when you hit rock bottom, it could be anything, man. It could be uh, a divorce. It could be or a breakup with your spouse. It could be you getting fired from your job. It could be you being homeless, financial problems, whatever. But thing about it, man, is that it's possible for you to climb back up to that top. Okay. First thing you need to do, you got to reflect and you got to come to the realization of where you at. Okay, when you hitting rock bottom, it's you feel like you start to recognize how you fell off course. Okay, um, and when you hit those dark moments, your anger and frustration, they will amplify. Well, take that anger and that frustration out on something, out on something productive. Don't take it out on others. Don't take it out on anything that's gonna get you in trouble, or you know uh, possibly do more damage to your life. You know, because when you come to that realization and you start to reflect, sometimes that can be a terrible thing, because you're sitting there and you constantly dwelling on it. You know, uh, you want to see your dysfunctional behaviors. Okay, at the bottom, it's going to be a lot of dysfunctional behaviors that are that are revealed. If you've ever hit your lowest point, it could it your behavior can become they can become sorry about that, y'all. Got a call. They can become unnoticed and unchecked. Okay. Now you also got to gain a fresh perspective on life. That's another thing that you need to do. And then also make sure that you have self awareness of your bad habits and your behaviors. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep a sharp focus. Lots of us, what we do is when we hit that rock bottom, we have these patterns and these repetitious type of behaviors that we keep doing. Now you need to cut that off. You need to cut that off. You need to start off fresh. That's just what the previous thing that I said. You got to gain a fresh perspective. It's kind of goes hand in hand, kind of the same thing. Another thing is you need to gain trust in life. All right, trust in life. Don't trust in anything else. Trust in life. You know. Uh, Also, make sure that you have compassion and understanding for the things that you're doing, or the things that you possibly want to do. Uh, you when in a time like this, when you rock bottom, you understand what it's like in a time of despair, shame, guilt, and fear. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you have compassion. It's nothing like, some people are like, oh, well, I don't care, da, 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 da. I mean, that's all right to feel that way, but you also got to have some sort of empathy with what you're doing. Like, I give you an example. You really like that job that you really had, but they let you go, and you want to do something about it. Well, you care about it enough. So what you're gonna do is you might get something similar, or you might develop a business or something like that to that is quite similar, because of the way that you felt. You felt like they just bamboozled you, or kind of sideswiped you, whatever. Another thing is you gotta let go. You gotta let go of the past. You gotta let it go. Let go of whatever negative thing, like what I said earlier about reflecting and coming to realization. Yeah, reflect on it for a little bit, and then move the fuck on. You got to move on. You know. Um, Also, you got to take responsibility and obligation for your action. If you hit rock bottom, you have to take responsibility for that. That I mean, it's nobody's fault. You can't sit up there making no excuses. You know, you dug yourself in that hole. Now you got to get right the fuck back up, and you got to get yourself up out of it. You know, the only way is up. The only direction that you got to look for is up. Now that you are on the bottom, now the only thing that you can do is go up. And when you hit rock bottom, the only person that you need to trust in is yourself. Don't try, don't lean on nobody else and all this other stuff. Don't take everything for granted. You know, don't depend on nobody. You have to depend and trust on yourself. And then also, when you hit your lowest point too, and then you bounce back, make sure you show gratitude. Make sure you show gratitude and you thank whoever has helped you along the way. You know, a lot of people, they sit there and they take all of the what's up with it, Wilts? I see you in the building, bro. Y'all go subscribe to that boy, Wilt, the Wilt Strong Show. But make sure that you always, always show gratitude, man. A lot of people they sit here, oh well, oh man, I did this all on my own. No, you did. You ain't do it all on your own. Once you hit rock bottom, you have people helping you. You just don't want to be selfish, and you don't want to give thanks to anybody. That's what's wrong with this society now. They don't like to show love to nobody else, and give anybody else any credit but themselves. And see all that stuff that you gain, like if you hit rock bottom and then you become resilient and then you bounce the fuck all the way back up. Well, guess what? That can be you can fall back down. You can fall back down in a heartbeat. Whatever the universe has a way of bringing that energy back to you. If you giving bad energy while you going all the way up, guess what? You're gonna stumble and then you're gonna fall right back down. So make sure that your energy is positive when you do it. Be humble about it. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people aren't humble about it. A lot of people are not humble about it. They're not humble about anything, you know. And hitting rock bottom, it will humble you. It will humble you. It'll strengthen you. It'll make you. It'll make you so ambitious and make you a fighter that you ain't never that fight a fight that you ain't never fought before. But see, that's why like a lot of people, you have to conversate with people that have actually hit rock bottom, or or have had four flats, so to speak, on the car. Feel me? A lot of people they sit here, man, and they talk about success, but they don't talk about the adversity that they've gone through. Every person is going to athletes, business owners, shoot, your mom, your dad, your spouse, even your children. Your children are going to go through adversity, especially if you got teenagers or if you got little ones that are going through school and stuff like that. They're going to go through adversity, and how can you teach them anything if you ain't hit rock bottom? They probably going to end up teaching you something. A lot of kids will teach you something that you ain't never even been through. But you sitting there, you trying to teach them. You trying to teach a younger generation. It don't work like that. You have to go through something in order to do something. In order to build character, you have to go through some adversity. And a lot of people do not want to. They're afraid of hitting rock bottom. You can't be afraid of hitting rock bottom. Matter of fact, you should want to hit rock bottom. Nobody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to share. But it's the reality, and you gotta be prepared for it. So, like I said, man, I thank y'all for tuning in. Like this video, share it, subscribe. Also hit the notifications too. Until then, man, this Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. I'm gonna get at y'all a little bit later with another one. All right, I'll holler at y'all.